what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances, ballin' like Steve Francis, snatching off a mannequin. Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. I'm picking up 200 by the hand. He bringing through all of them bad and blues. K, I'm amused, make it flood right by your shoes. Better bring a broom. Use the blender, microwave, the dishwasher, blew a fuse. From the Western to the Hamptons, boy, I'm striking out the room. 2 freak bitches in here getting loose, don't know which one to choose. You ain't trying to take no chances, fuck wrong with you, you cool? Work touchdown, I know magic, abracadabra, nigga poop. Now me and G up at the bin store debating on some cool. Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. Ballin' like Steve Francis, snatching off a mannequin. Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. I'm picking up 200 by the hand.
I bet up on myself cause I know it's me. Took a chance on the bank and I bet the leaf. Talking live, they ain't seeing my constituents. I be riding with their homicidal tendencies. And I get it cracking like chap lips and ass cheeks. With that heat, long reach, catch your ass across the street. 100 yards in the back of the sedan. Got me still taking chances, trying to get advanced, man.
I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. Ballin' like Steve Francis, snatching off a mannequin. Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. I'm picking up 200 by the hand.
Fuck them other candidates, the dead ones relevant. Got so much motion, they watching for embezzlement. Blood diamonds, pinky ring dancing, crip money falling out the sky, it's raining chances. Cut niggas off cause the scale was more reliable. If the shoe fit, then I guess it's applicable. Mind your business later before I turn you to a side hole. Gangsters moving silence and that's the way the dice roll.
Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. Ballin' like Steve Francis, snatching off a mannequin. Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. Chances, I'm picking up 200 by the hand.
Let's get that cash and hit that dash, bro. She colder than Alaska. I just met her in Nevada, piss them off and fuck they bladder. Get this money as we going to the top, let's climb the ladder. Everybody wanna talk cash, but fuck the chitter chatter. We just get that click and clack and get that money, made it happen. I'm snapping like some cameras, y'all just acting real flashy. We just made it fucking happen. You just talking to the captain. We just living life so lavish, that's why we really gotta have it. Yeah.
We ain't finished yet.
Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. Ballin' like Steve Francis, snatching off a mannequin. Chances, I'm taking chances. Heard what they say, them chances turn to a champion. Chances, I'm taking chances. I'm picking up 200 by the hand. He bringing through all of them bad and blues. K, I'm amused, make it flood right by your shoes. Better.
What's up with all my peoples? We here. Welcome to another episode of Men's Motivational Mondays.
You heard.
We got me, King David.
Your boy Big Kev, aka Kevin Brown Jr., the one and only Fat King. What's good? And you got your boy Dre Holland Comedy in the building. What's up, hype today? What's going on, y'all? What up with it?
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the people that's out there in the city streets that's tuned in. You know what I mean? Shout out to Worldwide. Shout out to Busy One. Shout out to Women Wilding Out on Wednesdays. They came up with a name for us, man.
They did?
Yeah. Yeah.
What they call us?
Els came up with this name on Wednesday last week. Messy Men Monday.
You got mad at
Yeah, they was in here going in. We gonna call it the Messy Men Monday. I'm like,
What? Messy Men Monday,
Yeah.
though?
and wilding out Women Wednesday.
Mhm.
Damn it. What we messing about? Y'all got mad because y'all put a machine on us, and I took it like a G.
Mm.
I ain't crumble. I ain't fold.
I did it twice, and the second time I stood on business with it,
Well,
all the way turned up to the max.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't. I wasn't built for that.
Yeah.
Dang.
We built different.
Yeah, we built different. Oh, God, man.
Well, shout out to the queens, though. We always love and respect.
Yeah, for sure. But that's they saying for us, man.
Messy Men
Messy
Monday.
Men Monday.
Mm, that's not a little haterism.
Man, my
Man.
man in the building.
Goddamn
Man,
Sam.
What's going on with it?
Nothing much, bro.
So what you think
I
about that?
can't read that today.
I heard I was listening on the way in, like, and then she had to come up with it. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Messy, huh?
Messy.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I feel a little haterism.
Put that back up there real quick.
The topic.
Yeah.
No, they fire real quick.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all make sure y'all come out this Wednesday. William Friends Theater or Gallery or was it Gallery Off Vine?
Gallery
I always
Off
mess it up, bro. I
Gallery
hate
Off
to say
Vine.
it, but Gallery Off Vine. You got your boy Dre Holland and me hosting the show. There's an open mic comedy. Everybody come out, but we want everybody. I want poets there, singers, rap. I want y'all to come and just
Come on,
support.
yeah, come
Because
on
that's
out.
what we need in art. We all do the art. We all do entertainment. We all bring joy and laughter and smiles and good motivation and positivity to the world to come out and celebrate with us and vibe with us. Because there ain't nothing but a great time. Dope vibe, dope place.
Oh, man, y'all got to
Hey,
see that
The
place.
drink's good. We ain't got to bring your own food. I think you can bring your own food. But like drinks and everything else, we got you. You know what I'm saying?
Right, crazy.
Crazy. It's peaky to make you feel like Harlem Nights.
Oh yeah, that type of environment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, more like death poetry. Like you do some the far ass death poetry right there.
Mhm.
We got the lights dim. It's real live. It's live.
Shout out to the show y'all just had.
Shout out to
Go ahead, bro.
shout out to the Jamie J Comedy Show this past weekend.
Mm.
Straight heat, straight fire, man. Look, we showed out. We showed out. Nice crowd. Crowd was into it, man. We showed out Saturday.
Man, shout out to Tino, Mikey Williams, Dre Holland, Jimmy J.
Shout out to Kid, the host, man. It was just a vibe. It was just a vibe.
Yeah, well.
That's what's up right there. And that was over at Park Place, right?
Park Place. Next one, February 23rd. My bad. Not February. It's August 23rd. August
Damn, I
23rd.
gotta wait out. Wait
Nah,
Man, you
August-
got hiatus off this
I'm
bad
here,
boy,
We
man.
done jumped all
Hey, Jamie, I ain't say it. Because I know
I'm
you were
sorry,
watching.
Jamie.
I ain't say it.
August 23rd. It's gonna be a back to school drive. So
Yeah.
man, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be live. So yeah,
Bring it for the kids. Bring out.
August 23rd.
Yeah, I gotta
Park
go buy
Place.
some stuff. I'm giving Jamie.
Yeah, bring it for the kids,
So I
man.
gotta go. I'm gonna grab a few things for that.
We need everybody. Everybody bring out help these people that need help.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm only spending $10.
Hey, that's all we. Hey, don't make no difference.
Yeah, the
I'm being
pencils.
silly. I'm being silly.
Pencils.
Hey, $10 go a long way for some people.
I do at least 50. Get some stuff.
Oh, see, that's even better. These little
Probably
niggas
some
get,
like
they get some
pads,
ice.
pencils, and a nice amount of stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
looking for.
Yeah, we give it back
So
to the
shout out to
community,
Jamie
man.
J. So
Always.
we can get these kids together.
Big
Always,
facts.
always give it back to the community looking out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimmy J.
Always.
I respect that. I love her.
She love her community, and she ride for her community. So y'all know,
Yeah.
she don't play.
So speaking about the community, this a goddamn Yogi Bear running around Forest Park in Mount Healthy.
Y'all,
It's a bear.
A black bear
Yeah,
running
bro.
around.
black
supposed to
people
be
do
two
not
of
go
them.
out and hunt that thing.
They better find it.
But
Yeah,
let
man.
the people do
Where
their
they
job.
come
and stay
from?
in
The
the
zoo?
I think somebody probably had it as an exotic pet in their house or
house.
something.
I don't
Just
know where they.
was raising
We
it
ain't got
and,
no
and they
bears,
got
bro.
out Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
if
bro.
somebody's house?
Crazy.
It's a baby, whichever. It's like it's a baby bear though, so it seemed like the mama.
Man, that baby bear big as hell still.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger than your dog.
And that mama looking, she ain't playing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: if it's a little bear, the mama bear's gotta be somewhere around.
Yeah.
That's like what you said, a pet.
Yeah, like somebody went camping and was in the woods and seen one and took that motherfucker and brought it home.
Or
Got
if that
too
was
big for
somebody's
that
pet
ass.
and the mama bear dead.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all be careful out there
Please do.
in Forest Park and Mount Healthy and this little area, Woodline. Like,
Outside a little video.
they out here.
So I wanted to play this video for y'all before y'all like get into the topic, unless you got other stuff to say before we get into the video.
You can play the video. If you got it
But
pulled
great,
up.
it's on WLWT and 19 News. They show the bears stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to you. If I got it.
It was in Green Hills. They showed the cop putting the spotlight on. I think it was a cop or somebody.
Hey.
Do not try to go out here and single-handedly catch this bear on your own, people.
Stop thinking you Steve Irwin
Leave
or
it up
somebody.
to the professionals.
That bear
What
was
happened to Steve Irwin?
well, that boy went swim with Stingray, got stuck in the chest.
Mhm.
Yeah. They little boo boo won't F you up.
Yeah. Hey, boo boo. Shit, get
I
fucked
sent that
up.
to you.
Okay. Dang, bear though?
Like real live bear.
Oh yeah, do disclaimer.
Oh, that.
He didn't want to be tracked to Pleasanton.
Oh, that was me watching some stuff. I don't record it what I was watching with the damn video. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
on
was
the panel is expressing their opinion, and their opinions is strictly their opinion. It does not have anything to do with the brand, nor does it reflects on the brand's integrity.
Yeah.
With that being said,
Yeah.
we about to turn this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Bear though?
And is there a thin line between having a preference and being controlled?
Hold the fuck on. Jimmy J kissed my ass. Okay, let me put black fur on him. Half I'm gonna throw it on your back. We gonna look like twins. Shut up.
She said Drake was gonna fight it.
Oh, that's what she said about.
Hey, she talking shit. I told you.
Oh, right here. She said right here. It's coming up.
She said Drake gonna fight it. I'm gonna fight it.
Yeah, bro, I told you she
Yeah,
was talking
Jay.
shit. Told you. I remember that shit. All
Well,
right.
I'm gonna fight it though.
She
I
gonna
do him like Martin did that thing on his show when he fought
well.
that. Hey, he in my house, he get whooped just like Martin whooped that animal.
Hey, Jamie, you need to stop. Because we be nice, man. You always starting some shit.
Yeah, she said I'm gonna fight. Okay, Jamie.
I'm ready to play it whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Saw a clip on the Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
Yeah, that's my young boy.
big hits.
He's
you-
wild.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying? Nas is like a god.
In my
Right.
era, in my era too. I mean,
So to
well,
be compared-
yeah, but let me
that young kid out.
let me
He was young, and we loved that he loved Jim
But
Jones.
let's-
I want you to break it down.
let's break this down. I admired Nas, but remember Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade. So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We're talking about 94. 93, I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in, that I came into light and started going crazy, that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know. But
you know what I mean?
A lot
Like,
of them know.
Yes.
But
yeah,
it's the era.
Some music.
No,
there's some kids that.
No, I love that.
There's some kids that love hip hop. Tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget I got a hell of a catalog.
He made him more relevant by bringing his name up. I gave him credit on that part. Yeah, but trying to start some shit.
My whole thing
but
was
he started the shit. Nas wasn't, but you can't really compare them to again because you know what I mean. The music, the generations was different. You know what I mean. Nas was that era, like he said, but when the Dipset came in, and then Jimmy couldn't even rap when it was Dipset at first. He started knowing how to rap after the fact. You know what I mean? And got them little hits like that. So he got more established hits when you look at it overall, when you skim through his catalog. You know what I'm saying? But Nas got more game that he was giving the motherfuckers. Yeah. And showing you how to do this and do that. So, you know.
And like I said, Nas wasn't even that like he was trying to be relevant. You know what I'm saying? He did what he did. He know what he did. And I ain't got no problem with Jim because Jim got confidence to, you know what I'm saying, to feel what he want to feel, say what he want to say. He got hits. He out here doing it. But I also think, like, Jim, you just did Love and Hip Hop. You know what I mean? You got social media and everything. That's going to keep you relevant and make you stay relevant in what you're trying to do. And and Nas ain't even trying to be relevant.
Nas is a businessman.
But my thing is, Jimmy just said it. He said what he said to make himself more relevant. That's all it is. It's just to get a check.
He had to pick somebody.
Yeah, and he picked Nas, and that's what he said. But he also, if you hear him, he gives him the respect that he is. He just saying it's a different era.
Just can't. To me, you just can't compare them.
They're two different people. I feel like
if it was no Dipset, would it be a Jim Jones?
Right.
If it was no Dipset, but Nas ain't come with nobody. Nas came with Nas, and he had people attacking him back in the day. The big,
right? He was coming at Jay-Z.
They came at him. You know what I mean? So you got to think, if it was no Dipset,
and the way the social media is right now, you know what I mean? They didn't have that back then.
Nope. Jim Jones got way bigger off. I feel like social media.
Well, I mean, I feel like Jim Jones is more. He tries to be trendy, and trendy niggas kind of relevant, and when if they keep switching up the trends, because he did metamorphosize throughout his career to be trendy. Right. Where Nas was a trendsetter. You know what I mean? He made his own footprints in the snow. He stuck by his shit. He wouldn't let nobody change his shit. He felt like he had to flood the market with songs and try to produce something specifically for the radio or the clubs, or he tried to cater to anyone era, anybody. He made music that people had to sit down and think about and replay again and be like, because it was just so much for food. It was food for your brain. Where Jim Jones might make you something that make you dance in the club or bebop or something, give you a catchy one hitter line or something. You know what I mean? Like Nas would give you you know what I mean? Like
his album, you listen.
Right. Like if you listen to the depths of what he's talking about, it's more for a more educated, upper echelon thinking individual. Because you got to think about what this nigga just said. Like even from back in Belly, from Illmatic. Like he was always like when X was one way, he was another. And he shined in that. Yep. You know, X was a star and he was this and that, and all these niggas on some wild shit. This nigga was a cool, confident nigga who didn't feel obliged to be a certain type of way, even when everybody around him was a certain type of way. he still was himself. You know what I mean? I always respected him for that because so many niggas that try to fit into a mold or try when other niggas go one way, they kind of lean in that direction because that's the fad or what's the latest greatest thing. But Nas has stayed true to him, so you know, yeah, Jim Jones might be relevant for these young motherfuckers who just looking for a beat and looking for a hook. But if you're looking for some brain food, looking for growth as a man, as an artist, as a husband, as a daddy, as a son, you know what I mean? Like he hit all the levels.
So let me ask you this question: when Pac said it back in the day, fuck Nas, fuck Jay-Z. When he said all that, when Pac had his reign, did he make you feel some certain type of way when he said fuck them niggas because you was a Pac fan?
Yeah,
that go for everybody. Yeah. Like,
I still
you feel that way, like when
to be honest, I don't feel way about Jim and what he's saying either. That's his opinion. That's what he feels. Go ahead, do what you do. Like we all got our opinions about the situation. And like back when you said, I ain't paid that no attention. I listen to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I like music. All y'all can make good music. Shit, I listen to Jim Jones a couple times. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I ain't worried about all that shit. You just make music, do what you do. But we know why Jim Jones doing it. And the young man said he molded him. Yeah. Jim Jones was big in fashion and everything and all that other stuff, and that's what it was about. So long as be true, long as they are moving people in the right direction, in the right style, what they trying to do, I ain't got no hate to it.
Yeah, because you got Dipset was fresh. Yeah. That's what they was known for. And they had some nasty hits. They had some that Dipset album. Yeah. Still hard today.
Yeah, diplomatic.
That star, they're still hot, but they were stylish. They was real stylish. Nas was like, throw the tails on with.
But you heard what Jimmy said. He looked at Nas and was like, "Hey, he made me dress the way and do this and that." So
Jim Jones, he hard and Nas hard. They, you know what I'm saying? But you got to think when you separate the two. Nas was Nas. He didn't have a Dipset. He didn't have all these, but he hung with the old, like Jim. Nas hung with the old school. He hung with Bismarck. He hung with all of them. He was in the same neighborhood as them. Him and Jay-Z, the same neighborhood. That was their clique. Man, you had, when they was out, Jim Jones, like you said, he was in 11th grade. He was a kid. So he gonna look up to Nas, because that's who was out at the time.
Right.
And then this young man, Dipset got bangers. You know what I'm saying? So if he came to Jim Jones, like, I like your style, I like how you molded me. That's one dude. That set him off. Like, oh man, appreciate it. I'm just trying to figure out what the Nas stuff came in. Because one thing about Nas, he don't bother you unless you bother him. He ain't come from Jay. He ain't come for Jay until Jay came for him.
Right. Like, don't say my name.
Don't say his name.
Don't say my name. Don't talk about me. You can build your whole career and get rich and think you're the greatest rapper on the planet. Just don't say my name. And that's how Pac was. Like, y'all, like Pac said that shit. Like, he was one of the first, besides motherfucking, after Cube was the first, they call a nigga out.
Mm-hmm.
LL Cool J and
Kumo D.
They kind of just said little innuendos, and you knew that it was them. Yeah. Pac was like, Cube was like, fuck you, Easy, fuck you, Dre, fuck you, Yella, fuck you, Ren. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it wasn't nobody. Then Pac came out. Yeah. And because what you said is like, did I feel a certain type of way? Not towards Nas. Nas is the exception. Because I remember the Hawaiian Soulful shit with Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. I remember certain shit like that's, I had a problem with, I don't know, I might be judgmental. Like, if you wasn't a certain type of way as a young nigga, and then you start portraying this role when you start hanging around other niggas, I don't care if you become a billionaire. Yeah, you did it. You did it. You worked your hand, but that ain't you.
Right.
You ain't that street like Puffy. Mm-hmm. He was never a street nigga. Right. But yet he started walking around and being big bully type shit, like, you know what I mean, off of just hanging around street niggas. You know what I mean? It ain't like Suge. Suge was a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, Suge did something. Suge was doing street nigga shit because Suge was a street nigga. You know what I mean? So I had a problem with niggas who, like Rick Ross, I had a problem with that nigga early on. I You know what I mean? Like, okay, you talking all this dope shit and all this other shit, but you was security guards and you was doing this, and your brother was really the motherfucker that was on.
Mm-hmm.
And you rode the coattail and turned it into a $1 billion industry. And I ain't knocking you, but as a nigga that, for me being the person I am, I looked at it different. Like, do I want to listen to a nigga who talking about somebody else's life? Or do I want to listen to a motherfucker who actually might be speaking that shit, like Jay? You know what I'm saying? Like, who can speak that?
Jada.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't like the Locks initially. You know what I mean? I wasn't an East Coast dude. Once I started listening to them niggas, like, them niggas cold. They got different styles and they work good together, but I was kind of sketchy on them. You know, but I've learned to love all of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? For their own differences, because they individuals. But when it comes to what Pac did, I didn't get too judgmental. But Jay-Z, I looked at him crazy because of Hawaiian Sophie, and Biggie just cause if you was sleeping on this nigga couch, you know what I mean? And then you want to have nerve to say something to a nigga like you forget that you was sleeping on this nigga couch trying to, you know what I mean? Like he hooking you up, turning you on the game, and now you got a couple fans and you want to shit on a nigga, talk good shit to a nigga. Like,
Biggie was a hard lyricist. Like he really put the game together once you really broke it down and heard most of the knowledge he was spitting. Like,
hey, but then, what was that? That first one that
Ready to Die?
Yeah, that was a hard ass album. I listened to that. That was one that was against the classic. When I started falling off towards some of his other albums. You know what I mean? When he did that double disc, because I fucked with him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody was back then. But you know,
and what was crazy with Biggie, man, that one line he did, bro, that caught my ear when he was like, if they had twins, she probably had two Pops. Y'all get it? Two Pops. Remember when they said he was messing up? For him to come out like, if Faith had twins, she probably had two Pops. And then he's like, y'all get it? Two Pops. Man, Biggie, his lyrics was crazy how he put it together, dude.
It was just away from me, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, growing up being my generation, I was more a Southwest nigga.
Yep, me too.
You know what I mean? Because the transition from Rakim and all them, and then X-Clan and all them, educational, real high level motherfuckers, and you start dipping and dabbling with Short. And you had Short, and you had NWA and them, and then you had Luke. So I started listening to different areas and getting away from migrating from the East. Because some of the East shit was starting, the beats was lame, and I had Slam in my car, so the beat was lame. I wasn't slamming around. You know what I mean? So West Coast had bang. West Coast bang. You listen to them early, Too Short, and you had subs in your car, you ride up niggas' houses.
Do you think it's gonna ever switch to the Midwest, or is it just gonna stay in the South?
I mean, we migrated down there because, you know, tried to bring the Midwest out. Breed, he was the first motherfucker from Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was with Pac and all them back in the day, and when the shit was hot, and, you know what I mean? We had the Dayton family, I fucked with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, they made a couple hard outs, they got locked up, killed shit, you know what I'm saying? Because real street niggas, shit was happening.
Shoestring in them?
Yeah, they was catching cases and disappearing, you know, A-Town hard heads, you know what I mean? They caught murder cases and all that type shit because they was really living that shit. You know what I mean?
We got a pastor on here. Somebody say Pastor Marie Young.
So I was listening to that type stuff growing up. You know what I mean? So I kind of
that
West and South. So
covered.
Midwest, we kind of just jumped in where we fit in. You know what I mean? Because nobody came to us. We had to go to them. It's like hustling. Like nobody come to our house to buy no dope because everybody else was slanging big birds. We had to go somewhere else to move our pack. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't move it where we was at because the money ain't the same. Like like you make more shop, make more like y'all travel. Motherfuckers, like I said, motherfuckers give y'all more love in these bigger cities. Y'all go to a different place than you do at home. It ain't personal. It's just the market different. You know what I'm saying? We the third smallest city in Ohio. So how you expect to fucking ball out of control like a New York nigga when we a small city?
It's too small.
You're irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? You ain't. I mean, you ain't rational. I mean, I ain't saying you're irrational. Think that I'm about to be moving 50, 100 keys in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't in the market, nigga. You can't be so. If you a nigga who's searching to do some big shit, sometimes you gotta lead this market to get into the bigger lake and the bigger pond, because there's a limit to what you available in this city.
That's why most
resources are limited.
Right.
Damn. At one point when it was going out, Cali. Damn. Sick. Because people come back Cali weed, so they go down to Atlanta. Shout out to Cali cats though. I rock with some Cali cats. They cold, but Atlanta's a black Hollywood.
Like you said with Q, he ain't go after them, so they got on him.
Facts.
Just some people you don't go after.
They played him on his money first.
Yeah, why
they skipped him on his money.
Yeah, why he go after?
He made a group.
Yeah.
And then y'all just start playing because of this white dude, and then start trying to talk shit to me, and then treat me less than. You know, as a man, that was his yam bags. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And instead of just taking that shit and trying to be quiet and humble about that shit, he said, you know what? I'm going for your jugular.
And what you should.
You know what I mean? And any real motherfucker should. Like, a motherfucker really come at you, you supposed to, what they say, you're allowed to use the same amount of force that another motherfucker allowed to use. So if a motherfucker come at you with a knife or something, you're allowed to blow their head off. You get to go a good shot off. You can't shoot them in the back. They running. You get that one shot off, and they got another. Hey, I fear for my life. I'm allowed to repel deadly force. You come at me talking that shit, I'm allowed to come back at you with that shit, or to my level of that shit, because that was an ultimate threat to me. You came in my manhood. You came in who I am as a person, nigga. So I get to repel you with fire and fury, nigga.
He ate him.
He changed the game with that.
Yeah,
he changed the game. Like,
hey, that no Vaseline was
it's still the hardest.
Yeah.
This
there is
it's still the hardest this song.
I love Ether, but
it's the hardest.
No Vaseline was because he went for a whole crew.
Pac did the same thing though with the hit 'em up.
Oh yeah, hit 'em up change. Yeah,
hit 'em up change.
Yeah,
no Vaseline. No Vaseline still.
Because you got to think about when he did no Vaseline, he had the nerve to just switch the beat up on you. It just wasn't even one consistent beat.
It was just beat.
This nigga did.
I'm going for your
he left his city,
up on you. So
went all the way up to New York, politic with them out in New York, and did it in New York.
Yep. Because he was rolling with PE, Public Enemy. He was rolling with them cats.
Bruh.
Well, you going after the writer. Why go after the ones that wrote half your songs anyway?
Bro, all your songs. Yeah. Let's be real, bro.
All your hits.
So what you think, y'all? That all little stuff y'all
they had MC Ren writing too, but
MC Ren
was on the radio.
Yeah, he was real underrated.
MC Ren was
Drake was just a beat master. Even Q wrote his lyrics. But when I started listening to Ren, the old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whiteboard is out. Whiteboard.
It's time
to get on to the topic.
Get into these topics
now. We have to end this conversation.
She started.
To the topic.
She the one playing the video and started this conversation.
Right.
You gonna put it up there, then you know half of
you ain't got it right now. We got it. She still want to get her point across.
Is there a thin line between having a preference and being controlling? Before you come out, I ain't wait for that shit. I already knew what it was. You know what I mean? So that's the question, fellas. Is there a thin line between having a preference and being controlling? Or is it just what it is?
Listen, a person gonna be controlling. A controlling person is a controlling person. They like to run stuff. Some people like being controlled. Some people like somebody over their shoulder telling them what they do, a constant reminder, just so they can stay on their A game. Like I said, some people like controlling. They like giving orders. You know what I mean? But say, motherfucker, get them same orders, and it happens in the wrong place at the wrong time, in front of everybody. Now, what is that individual actually looking like? That's giving the orders. Is she looking like? Or are he looking like they bullying the individual? You know what I mean? Like to get their point across. Get your ass in the car, some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, or is it the motherfucker who doing the shit on purpose, really in control? Because they know how to pull your strings. and make you get out of character in front of folks.
Master manipulation.
Yeah. So who's controlling who?
Yep. And I think it go hand in hand because some people try to control us because we don't know their preference.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't never let us know what's your preference. And then sometimes we accept your preference and we do something outside of that. That's what they go back to and try to control you so you can get back into their circle. You know what I mean? So it's like people be like trying to control you, but you don't know their preference, but they try to control you after they tell you, you know what I like. You ain't ever really explained. Like, I didn't know this was affecting you or control or making you upset. You got to talk to me. You know what I mean? But I think it go hand in hand, a preference and controlling. You got a preference, but I'm going to control my preference, even how you roll with it. I'm going to control my preference. You can't not stop my preference. This is my preference. So if you step out of this, I'm going to have to bring you back in because we got to get this back together because now that's the control part because you done messed up what I like.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do because you don't like it. I don't care if that's my preference. So you got to roll with me on whatever I'm doing at the time. And that's how people, it go hand in hand. They try to control you, like whatever. I feel like the dude that stuttered on Thin Line. You know.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. Look at your women's feet. Look down at their feet. If that one toe that's next to the big toe longer, she controlling. She controlling. Look at their feet right now, fellas.
And if
go down.
Yeah, you true. My cousin say if the baby toe leaning, they looking at you like what's good. They look like what's good.
So say for instance, what if you tell somebody, like you bring somebody into your world and you already got shit running a certain type of way and you bring them in and they don't know how you like things to be done. So they try to show you how they have their organization, how they run shit, how they do shit. And you kind of like, oh, this nigga just, he extra, he just do too much. You know what I mean? I would never do all this, and I would never do all that. And then come into your world and it just be like, act like your preferences is too much. Like it's controlling. Be like, no, but I was doing this before another motherfucker was in my environment. It wasn't controlling nobody. It was just this is how I get down by my motherfucking self.
Yeah.
So when you come in here with your lack of, say what you say, structure, and then you come in here and when I make comments because you know how you got pans. Now you got pans and they kind of sit inside each other and they fit in an area. And then a motherfucker wash dishes and want to sit the big pans on top of the little pans, and now shit don't fit, shit falling over it. And then you like you know, you could have took 2 seconds and did this shit right. And now you want to move something over here because you feel like it ain't no room in there no more. Well, it fit before you did whatever you did. You know what I mean? Like, am I really trying to be controlling, or you just don't give a fuck about how I run shit?
The structure.
You know what I'm saying? Like what I got going on, because without you, I move a certain type of way. I try to show you how I move.
Yep.
I try to demonstrate and not just talk your head off, show you. Move shit around like, okay, this do fit. Let me show you. Do. See? Magically fits. There's no big thing. No, like you just like things your way, you just control them. How about you just resisting? You don't like following a motherfucker because another motherfucker that led you down the wrong road. Now you don't want to follow nobody because of your baggage.
Ooh, that's hard.
Yep. That's facts.
I gotta get the brisk off of that.
Now their preference is colliding with your preference.
Right, and this
like
is unnecessary conflict. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that. Like if I moved into your environment, if I came into any one of y'all's environment, I would take the time to learn how y'all get out, and I would try to not disturb the system that y'all already got in place. But some people don't care about systems.
They don't.
Some people just care about, well, they go in here, I'm just gonna throw this shit in here. But then when the shit start getting everywhere and out of control and everything, you act like, oh, we got too many lids. Or it's just more than you want to put energy into organize. You don't want to organize. You just want to throw shit in the drawer and keep it moving. Because your brain is on something else. This ain't your strong suit. You know what I mean? It ain't what you good at.
Right. Because you can even be like you said with the pants, how the big, then you got the medium, then you got the small, and then if somebody did it that way, they could be like, so why did you do it that way versus this way? Then you'll learn like.
But versus just be like, I washed it, it's clean, I'm gonna throw it in here.
Like here we go.
Throw it in the drawer, and it's just that's where it go. And then when you go in there, you be like, damn, why I gotta do all this and do all that? Because another motherfucker don't care about the next person.
Because your preference go look at their preference like that don't make no sense.
They had a saying when I worked on cars. You know, the saying was "fuck the next guy."
Sometimes just be a way to manipulate someone to change them. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
But what if it's yeah, I read it. But can that be? But what if when you coexist with somebody, change is kind of necessary.
That's if
you got both people have to be willing to give and take and find a happy medium. Agree to disagree. Right. But some people have a problem with feeling control because of previous situations. That anything that's similar to control, they resistant of. So you end up finding yourself conforming to some bullshit just to keep the peace, but you still miserable because you're like, damn, I try to show my preferences, I explain my preferences, I talk about how I get out. I'm listening to you and your preferences, and I'm leaning towards your way, but you ain't coming in my way at all. Like you just standing firm on your shit. Like I'm like, you're like, okay. You're like, okay, like, you know, because the thing is, like, everybody got to be willing to give and take. You know what I mean? Like, an old school motherfucker told me something. You got to agree to disagree sometimes. And you got to be willing to listen to a motherfucker to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, I hear what you're saying. It don't change where I'm at. But I'm going to sit there and I'm going to chew on what you gave me. That's bubble gum. I'm going to chew on it. I'm not going to eat it and swallow it. I'm not going to spit it out. I'm gonna chew on this shit and try to get some sort of understanding of what the fuck you just gave me that's contrary to my preferences. Mm-hmm. But so many people be so, yeah, you don't like me now. Now it's tension. It's like it don't have to be. We can find this agreement if we both willing to do that. But it takes two to tango. Right. If both of us ain't willing to do that shit, it's just a motherfucker feeling underappreciated, not listened to, undervalued. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I'm showing you and I'm doing all this, and all you keep talking about is you, and I conform to you, and you don't give a fuck about how conforming to you make me feel.
Yep.
You got a question over here?
So real quick, so the question wasn't I'm saying, can preferences sometimes just be a way to manipulate someone to change? And I don't know, you know, I can't really answer that, but it goes into demanding something in a relationship. Is that kind of your considered a preference?
I would say this about preference, right? I'll separate the two, preferences and control. You got a preference, you should be open to new ideas. But if you being a controlling person, you ain't accepting nothing but what you have. Mm-hmm. So if you got a preference, if you got a like you go when you model, you go have a preference. Everybody gonna print like, man, you thought about doing this. You open to listen, right? When you got a preference, but a control person, they ain't about to listen to nothing. They want you to do everything they tell you to do. Your ideas don't work. Your thoughts don't matter. But someone that's really actually has a preference will be open to new things with what you coming with. But a controlling person, that's like, man, ain't where girl Sam gonna call me talking about switch my pots and stuff. He don't know I control this house. And you can just be giving her a preference, like you seen some that could have gave her more room. And like you said, we can have the same amount of lids, same amount of pots. But if it's out of control, it's gonna look like we got too much stuff. Mm-hmm. It don't fit. I feel like it's hard. This is a nice topic tonight. I feel like the stuttering dude on thin line. Like, is it the what that's making me? But you gotta have anyone demanding something in a relationship and call it a preference.
So I got a question.
shit burn over.
That's what I had just said.
Okay, right. So I got a question applying to that. So, fellas, say we're talking sexual, physical. You in a relationship, monogamous, and you ain't out the square, right? And you like your wife or your girlfriend or whoever you intertwine with, right? And you want to be physical more often, per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet they come from a background that says that was a form of manipulation, right? So you have a preference to be a certain type of way, right? You prefer it to go a certain type of way, but they might not prefer that way. How do you balance that? Do you try to get controlling, or do you try to find a common ground, or what do y'all do to try to, because a woman might say, I'm going to give you some, right? Because you want it, but I'm not into it because I'm not feeling that. But you're like, damn, with you, only you, and I like you, you're beautiful. But she might be like, nah, nigga, I don't want to do it as much as you want to do. I don't want to perform, or I don't want to interact with you as much as you may want to. How would that affect you? And would you feel like you'd be more controlling by trying to go in that direction? Or would you feel like you would just quell your preference and just sit back and be like, okay.
Well, I'm gonna sit back and adapt to the situation because we know how to adapt, you know. And I'm gonna do little strange things though. Like I might walk around asshole naked one time, or just in the drawers, like shit. What you got going on over there? Like with the robe on and just walk naked around the whole house. He's in sport mode.
Right. But the flash your ass like I was the motherfucker in the streets like.
And nigga back and put him in sport mode. God damn. Oh,
real.
I ain't
I'm gonna do little things to spice it up. You know what I mean?
Right. I just try to bring up things that I thought about or shit I heard from other motherfuckers having to deal with. Be like, you know what I mean? Like, cause dealing with that, cause I've heard that my nigga said that his woman act like he was being a certain type of way. He's like, damn, I ain't cheating on you, I ain't doing nothing else, and I'm attracted to you, and I'm trying to get on into you, and you like, you making that shit awkward, like damn, like, am I trying to control you? And like, I ain't trying to control you, but I want to be nasty.
Or they'll be like, who you used to do this with?
Oh,
that's the question. They'll be like, who you used to do this with?
Oh, I'm not them other motherfuckers. Huh?
Yeah, right. That's what they do. They be like, who you do this with?
Like
that's gonna be in your head. Like, dang, this your preference? Who got you like this?
Now you worried about my past. You worried about the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like you was saying, I was single before you, so I had a variety, motherfucker. Now I'm down to one person. Like I'm putting all that energy into you.
I ain't gonna lie. Like real shit. I ain't gonna.
So sorry.
I ain't gonna lie. I adapt a lot. Like I know I know my preference, but at the same time, I ain't gonna always get what I want. I learned that in life, and I realized I probably get more by being open-minded and understanding than me trying to be controlling all the time.
There you go.
I learned if I listen, I can get pretty much every answer of a question I want answered. You know what I'm saying? And if I really start paying attention, I can do the things that she likes and adores and makes her happy to where what I prefer, I'm getting, because damn, he takes the time out to see what I'm doing, how I'm moving and how I'm feeling, that she comes back around and does the same.
Right.
So I learned that because I'm not a controlling person, but I do have preferences of what I like. But I have to realize that I'm like, shit, I can get more by understanding than not trying to control somebody.
Right.
Like I don't like
complaining and bullshit and talking shit.
I'm like, I don't like motherfuckers telling me what to do. So how can I expect another person like for me to tell you sit your ass down and shut up? No, I don't. I'll get mad. My mama did that to me, and I get pissed off, even though I do shit down and shut up. But you feel what I'm saying? I can't do that to another person, but that's just me. I ain't got no problem adapting. Adapting don't hurt no damn body.
You gotta learn each other.
Yeah. And be honest with you, you can better yourself.
Hold on. It's saying that's just is it important?
Oh, wait a minute. I got to back on there. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all.
Let's go. We getting comments. So that's
It's important to compromise.
There's a few comments in here. It
I
says,
do.
it's saying that's just how I am an excuse for controlling behavior.
I ain't got that.
Oh, yeah, no,
That's
yeah.
just
That's how I
I
am.
mean, a lot of
You
people
gotta
say
respect
that.
that,
Yeah.
though.
But
I think it's
but that is are you using that as, oh, this is just who I'm in, an excuse to get her to leave you
That's a
alone?
double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because that can go both ways.
Because women even do that shit.
Yeah.
That's how
Right.
I am, and then
Right.
it's like, no, it ain't.
Right, and I gotta respect
You know
that.
what I mean?
And if you love me, you gonna respect how I get down because you know I got baggage. You know I had things going on. You know, say for instance, I might have been touched or violated as a young person. So I don't want you to wake me up with dick because it traumatizes me. Because when a motherfucker tried to wake me up with dick when I was a kid, and they don't talk about that shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something, but they know that it's you, but it don't stop the trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They still have those flashbacks before they realize, like, this ain't motherfucking 20 years ago when my uncle or somebody else or my stepdad was trying to do what woo woo woo. When you come home drunk and you see me sleep with a hard dick and you want to try to lay up on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they might go through it, but they took a scar from that. You know what I mean? Like Kaya said, you got to really put some time into understanding. You know what I mean? Your significant other when you're dealing with a motherfucker, because I've dealt with enough women to know that it be layers to this shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because it ain't you, nigga. It ain't personal. It ain't because she don't love the way you stroke or eat it or do whatever you do. But you woke her up in the middle of the night when she had flashbacks of a motherfucker and she waking up and a motherfucker touching her.
Yeah. And that comes.
And then you wonder why she kind of resistant or don't act a certain type of way. And it's like, you know, you gotta spend that time to get to know a motherfucker, even with men. Some men been violated. So a woman like, why you act like that? Because we got scarred as a young person and we don't know how to deal with certain situations when they come to us like that because it's a trigger. You know, mental health is real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like if on both of us, not just men or women, like humans, mental health is real. And until you take time to unwrap the baggage of the person you laying up with, you come into those situations.
If you really take your time, you ain't thinking about sex in that situation because if you really truly learn with somebody, that will fulfill a lot of things that you know because, like you said, you can learn everything. What he just said. She been touched, hurt, all this other stuff. She told you this. All right. So you think you're gonna be forceful in sex and she gonna want it? No.
Right.
But learn to stop thinking about sex and asking it. She majority of the time gonna come to you because you ain't asking for this shit. Because you have to see her happy in other ways than just in that situation. And a lot of people don't realize that energy y'all are transferring is from somebody who's trying to truly heal and is really hurt. So that's not all good energy that you get. Y'all over here having sex with women and men that are really corrupted inside from a lot of bullshit they got going on there, and they ain't trying to heal.
Nope.
You know what they trying to do? Drop dick off, or you know what they trying to do? Put one on you. That's it. But if you truly take time to understand somebody, man, all that negative and all that bullshit they got going on in their life, it could turn to something beautiful. And then now you got something stronger than you expected. Because the woman out there that's throwing you the ass ain't always one for you. That one you sit down and have deep conversations, open your mind, see they world, be the ones that gonna take you through the world, the ones that gonna support you in everything you do, that's gonna pour into you. You got women that invest in niggas because what? They took their time to understand them and be there through all the pain and struggle. Like, but we don't think that way because we live in a highly sexual world where everybody think you gotta get it. Like they dog niggas who are out here trying to treat a woman right, make her feel good, and not begging for no coochie. But then they dog you for that. But you the nigga out here who will just call the majority of these women mental issues or causing these men's mental issues Because like you said, it's both sides. It ain't just one. This is why shit's so fucked up.
Right,
Like we're not trying to help each other here. We're all in a big ass chaotic mode of chaos and that
selfishness.
Yeah,
selfishness. It boiled down to just I want this.
Everybody's about themselves.
I want this.
That's what they want you to do.
My dick hard and I want to put it somewhere. My pussy wet and I want to put it somewhere. I want it. I want. Mm-hmm. And what they said up there, it's important to have these conversations.
Cleo, shout out to Cleo.
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 Yeah, that's Queen Cleo right there.
Yeah. How you pronounce that? Cleovanta or Cleovante? I mean, it's a woman, so I say Cleovanta.
I ain't gonna mess your name up.
I call her Miss Cleo for that reason.
Okay, well, right.
Yeah, she did.
All right, well, but she got it's a very beautiful name. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, and that's the thing. Like we tend to avoid real deep personal situations or subjects during the early stages of dealing with a person. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody be treading lightly because they don't want to say the wrong thing and they keep a motherfucker around and realize like you supposed to say that shit early. So if you see a flag or y'all got a conflict early, say that shit so we can just separate early and be no harm, no foul. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So who you think do it more, the men or the women, when it comes to that particular
50-50.
Thank you. 50-50. I'm
gonna say 50-50
all day.
50-50 because I know I can think about situations where a motherfucking nigga done did it because they trying to pacify their old girl and don't want to disturb the peace. And women are professionals and motherfuckers spreading that shit thin like Miracle Whip. You know what I'm saying? Like they avoid conflict. They avoid that. Women don't like conflict. So even though it might be something that conflicts with what they got going on, they might not address it until you in a deep, serious relationship because, you know, of their baggage. Right. You know, most motherfuckers don't give them the attention and respect, so they just kind of keep that shit to themselves, and they might think I'm tripping, I might be extra. But nah, like for real, like you need to stand on your 10 toes as a woman, and this is how you feel. Don't be catering to these niggas. Because you lonely. Right. Don't be doing and going outside your square and doing stuff off what you normally do because this nigga got good dick and he eat pussy the way he want to, or he got money. You know what I'm saying? Like the reality of it is we all guilty of making choices for different criteria or reasons. You know what I'm saying? To try to cater to the other side, whether it be convenience, whether it be physical, whether it be monetary. Regardless, a lot of motherfuckers are guilty of that. So I can't say it's 60-40. No, I'm gonna say 50-50 right down the middle. I can balance it out for men and women with them situations.
I mean, I'm like this. Our problem is we don't like taking time. Like everybody wants to be quick, fast, move, boom, boom, boom. Nobody truly wants to take time to heal, take time to understand people. Nobody wants to. Everybody wants to quick, fast, everything. That's how this world is. You know what I mean? And I had to realize myself, even in the situation I'm in, I had to be like, slow down, because I wanted it right then and there. And I was like, no, you got to take your time, because brother, you still healing. Also, the lady you talking to is still healing. Mm-hmm. See, God put you in people's lives for reasons. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're supposed to heal with somebody. You ain't supposed to be with them, but heal, elevate. You know what I mean? Get to a level. Exactly.
What I call it.
But you know what I mean? But you have to take time to understand people. It doesn't come right then and there. And like this say, some men and women have trauma, sexual trauma they have never healed from. All right. See, you rushing and trying to hit, it's just gonna cause it more pain. More instead of you taking your time, understanding this person, helping her heal. Because I'm telling you, once she's healed from the situation, better, and she trusts you more than anybody else, nigga, I bet you she gonna give it to you all the time. You know what I mean? But she's going to want to do that. She's going to want that energy and want to be in that situation. It's not forced or any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so look.
We got another comment. Maria, what's up, Maria?
The foundation has to be laid, and that's definitely a process. When both parties take the time to understand each other, it makes things smoother.
Yes,
for sure. Like Kev was saying, like learning a person, learning who you trying to lay with. You know what I mean? Like we don't spend a lot of time in the groundwork. Like the groundwork is lazy, from what I see nowadays.
They made it too easy for you.
It's like what they say, what you bring to the table. You got to build your damn table before you put anything on that damn table. A lot of y'all bringing shit to somebody's table that can't hold your problems. So if you come into somebody's table who got weak legs and you dropping all that shit on that table, what that shit gonna do? Crumble.
Well, how about you got a table and they got a paper plate?
You got to build.
You know
that
what I mean?
shit.
Like, so
no, I
you
agree.
gotta really be on where you at. If you only got a paper plate, you need to find a paper plate ass motherfucking woman. So y'all can try to figure out. We both hold the plate. We need to figure out how to make a table so we can sit this shit down.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? Like, but as a man, like we sometimes, you know, what they say, equally yoked. Sometimes women grab men that ain't up to their standards because they lonely or for upper motivations. And some men deal with women who ain't necessarily up to their standards because pussy good, head good, and they cute. Whatever the motivation be, you know what I mean? We tend to settle on something that ain't necessarily equally yoked. You know what I mean? Like if you got your shit together and you keep finding motherfucking people that ain't got their shit together, so how do you feel like you find balance in that? Because that lends to that preference and control. Because if y'all ain't equal, one person gonna be kind of leading the way. You know, when there's a relationship, y'all supposed to be figuring this shit out together.
Yeah, because when somebody ain't healed and the clothes that person that messed them up, they try to put that same outfit on you, and all they see is that outfit that you used to wear, meaning how they used to treat them. And I could be like, he can have on like Dickies, but I'm here with a new suit on. I'm here, but you ain't seeing what I'm bringing because you so blinded from where you came from, and you putting his outfit on somebody on a mannequin that it don't fit. So that person go get ready to be like, look, now both y'all at disarray. Then you call it like, girl, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't healed, and a lot of people don't understand when you had that intimacy, that's what it's supposed to be. Intimacy, where okay, this is my dude, this is my woman, but to have true intimacy, you got to be healed before you be intimate. You got to be healed before I say you my woman or you my man. You got to be healed because if you go into the hospital and try to go get a patient that ain't had no medicine and they're like, oh, just come on, you'll be good. But if they ain't took the right medicine and they ain't took the right procedures to heal themselves, you just got a sick person on your, and like they say, soul ties. And we have a lot of soul ties. And I was about to say that too. We have a lot of sexual soul ties onto us. Oh, why he ain't flipping me like such and such used to flip? Oh, dude used to do me. Oh, she used to do me like. And now you trying to push her head down because that's what you used to have. Now you trying to do all this because you ain't let go of the spirits that you done and took before you met her.
Right. And the thing is, I think that a lot of people don't understand that similar.
I mean, what?
You know, like
y'all keep that to yourself.
That was TMI right
That
there.
too damn much.
I was about
Next
to say
question.
Hey, let me say what I'm about to say right now.
Man, please don't say no more. God damn, good.
All right, listen. This is a question for the men, man. So we sitting up there.
Is it the women question?
Do women fantasize more about having sex more than men?
I think they
doubt
do.
it.
I think it's the same.
I doubt it because women be so.
I think it's the same.
I think women are so caught up in they have so many roles and titles that they learn how to be from since they was young that sex is lower on the totem pole. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they have way. I was listening to a comedian today on my Pandora, and he was talking about, you know, y'all fucked up because from the time y'all born, from the time y'all little, they give y'all easy bake ovens. They give y'all certain types of responsibilities, and you, as a woman, that you get from when you a child. When a boy just allowed to be a boy and just be out this bitch wilding and don't necessarily have no structure. And we just allowed to just be boys, because boys gonna be boys. Where a woman has tendency as a young person to have more responsibilities. And you know what I mean? Like if you got a, you know, like a family will tend to give the oldest one girl in the family the responsibilities of babysitting.
I feel like
You know what I mean? They will be the one to be managed the siblings.
that's still the,
You know what I'm saying? Like the older boy will allow to be just be a boy. But whatever the oldest woman is in that situation, they tend to have the majority of the responsibilities from a family perspective. So they tend to be a little more on that spectrum.
do you think that is like more? Do you think that's like more of that today? I mean, back then, like when we was kids, like when I could see that. Now I don't really see it as much. Ain't nobody easy baking shit. I'm being real. Nobody's really doing that. I feel like because we're so hypersexualized in this world. I feel like women do, but I also feel like women can control that shit. Cleo, sit your ass down, damn it.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking like I feel like back I agree with you. Like back when I was, I feel like that was true. But now I don't think so. They ain't giving niggas no easy because everybody got either phones, iPads, video games and shit,
Right.
and then ain't nobody teaching their kids how to cook. YouTube is.
You're right, and I'm with you because I'm an old nigga, so I talk from a perspective of where I'm comfortable at.
Yes, sir.
But I also understand that this generation ain't my thought process.
Gotcha.
So for me, I try to share my process because these motherfuckers out here lost.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand structure, systems, motherfucking, like, because a lot of people in my generation thought that they knew better than their parents. You know what I mean? Like your parents were so fucked. I don't give a fuck your parent was smoking dope. She tried the best that she motherfucking could to accommodate you and try to give you a life outside of them. You know what I mean?
We got you.
So at the end of the day, or if your daddy was a dope dealer, if he was in your life, he tried to give you a life outside of that. He tried to spoil you so you wouldn't think about selling dope. I knew motherfuckers who sold dope, and the last thing they wanted for their children was to sell dope.
Hey,
I had to go through that shit.
Cleo wasn't lying
You know
though.
what I mean? Like,
I think she's speaking on the women's behalf. She's saying, yeah,
No,
the
because
women
they
do.
control it better.
They just
That's
don't,
what
they
she-
just don't act on it.
right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
Because
so they
because-
might fantasize about getting the wang.
But,
You know what I mean?
Because women are who they
More
are.
than-
They way
We thinking
more
about going swing.
persuasive than we are. We more just blood. We lay that shit out, and this is what it is. A woman got layers of that shit like an onion, nigga. Depending on who
We about to get up out of here because my husband is so silly, y'all. The shit he say is outlet, boy.
you ain't supposed to be listening. You supposed to be the engineer.
I say
You supposed to be the engineer.
That's that controlling stuff.
Yeah,
right there.
you control.
They're trying to control me
You
as
bring
Monday.
your wife in this
Yup.
motherfucker.
This is our preferences.
Right.
Keep talking. Now you are,
It ain't about your.
but you're trying to
y'all
control us with the
personal
woman.
shit.
You're trying to control us right now.
Right now.
Like, give me the rock. That's what you're trying to
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This nigga has been doing nobody that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
See, I done jumped on Kev. I heard controlling. Like, I ain't gonna lie, my nigga was.
I heard it.
Yeah,
Right.
That's why I heard it. I was like, I'm gonna throw it.
So we standing up right now. We all gonna put our fists up in the air. You know what I mean? Right now for me and Power, because y'all like
Me and Power.
Power.
Yes.
Like, when your
You know
fist
what I
down.
mean? Y'all wanna act like
Goddammit.
that.
That's deep.
Because we always respect the woman.
Like you
For
talk
all
about
the
that
real
shit, you put your
motherfuckers
fist up. You
respect
talk all
that
that shit,
woman.
they put your fist up. Nigga.
Yeah, you was.
Hey, that's the truth
That's
though.
the truth, though. Some women don't think you like them if you don't try to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's their baggage.
Yeah.
Because every time they try to have, so if you have sex
They
with
be
a
quick
woman
to say you
that
gay.
you like them, but if
Yeah,
you know, but
But I
at
ain't
the
a
same
thirsty
time,
nigga,
what if
bro.
a woman been over sexualized? What's the flip side of that? What if a woman everywhere she be in, everybody trying to put a dick in her because she got a fat ass or she got big titties or she pretty or whatever, where she feel like sex ain't the biggest thing for her at this stage of her development because everybody want to put a dick in her.
Some of them
You
just
don't-
be
you don't
using
look
what
no
they got to
different.
get what they want.
You don't look no different. You know what I mean? Even though you might come with a different suit
I love
on
this.
and
I
you
love
might
this.
speak a different language and you do all that other shit, at the end of the day, everybody come with a dick and want to put it in my mouth or put it in my pussy or put it in my ass. They got a hole they choosing regardless of who they are. A nigga try to do that. And that's their baggage. Because because sometimes ugly motherfucker might not have to deal with that. A fat motherfucker might not have these complications or these problems. But a motherfucker who fit, who in shape, who been this way their whole goddamn life, might look at them up, might feel a certain type of way towards the physical part of it because they've been over sexualized their entire life. They've been abused, and every motherfucker that came at them, they've been taught all they want to end up doing is putting something in them. They don't necessarily try to learn them and try to cater to them and try to make them feel special and warm and fuzzy. They might have daddy issues because their daddy wasn't in their life. And then you come around and you talk that sweet shit and get them to a certain position. And at the end of the day, all you want to do is put something in one of their holes.
Yep. And like Kev said, we try to move so quick. You get the phone number, you tell your dude, she gave me the number, she want me to get it. Quick. That ain't why she gave you the number. She gave you the number for you to call her.
She was interested.
Yeah, she was interested.
All right, so let me ask this question real quick, y'all.
What is it?
Okay, so
This the woman question.
hey,
This is the women question. Let's get it.
okay,
Well, she's
so
trying to control us, y'all.
Keep it on the
y'all
scale.
earlier
Keep
with
it on the scale. I'm with you.
She trying to control
that
me.
vampire shit.
I had to. Y'all be rushing on us, call us motherfucking
Messy
men,
men,
man.
I didn't
man.
like that pirate shit. So
we
were standing
It
in
was
solidarity,
beautiful. That was
man.
beautiful. But I just want to ask for the ladies. We just want to know, like, how do y'all consider? It's kind of like 2 in 1, but do y'all consider, like, if you get with, like, if you interested in this female, right? And y'all get together, and you got another female friend. You and that female friend has never had sex. Nothing. That's somebody that's like your sister, and she asks you to stop. She don't feel comfortable with you being that cool with that other female. Is that being controlling, or is that her preference? Like, how do y'all feel about that? And would y'all? And the next one would be, would you, if you really want to be with that person, would you stop being friends with that female?
I
Okay,
go
go ahead.
first.
Y'all can go around.
Okay. This is how I feel about it. She probably tried that before. And dude probably wind up doing cracking it.
Mm-hmm.
So now her practice, she don't explain that. She need to explain that. Like, look, this is why I don't want y'all to continue to be friends, but if you like kind of torn, because that's my girl, that's my homie. It's only 2 species in the world, male and female. So if we're gonna do that, should you get rid of your male friends that you cool with, or you know what I mean? Do it go vice versa, and then sometimes they be like, well, my friends ain't like that. I don't know them like you don't know her, but something must have had happened. But let me know why you're telling me this. Don't just spring this on me because we ain't never had sex. We ain't never did that. We ain't never. Why am I talking to you? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so
I went Dre on that one.
Yeah, you gotta let me know.
Thank you.
I mean, like, it's a conversation. It shouldn't be tell me, like, that's controlling at that point. That you telling me this is what. If you have a conversation, you break it down like Dre said, we can compromise to where I'm like, all right, you got male friends, you're gonna do the same thing, and we do. If you do that, you drop yours, I'll drop mine.
What if she don't though?
Then
it
wasn't meant to be. Because I gotta drop mine,
I'm
but
saying,
you
what
can't
if
drop.
she don't have a male friends? Like,
Then
If she doesn't have a male friend, then
and with that's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have male friends. Explain to me why don't you have? Because it's only 2 species. You only have female, and this is what you can't do in a relationship. You're a man, you're a woman, you this, you that. It's only 2 species. So I'm gonna work with females. I'm gonna do comedy shows with females. I'll probably go to parties. But if we got our stuff solid,
if you trust me,
they know you.
I
will introduce your woman or your man without them even being there.
I just thought of something like that. I heard a comedian say, like, when have you ever seen a man look at a motherfucking woman in the club, or look at a woman in the store, look at a woman ever, and say, I want to be her friend?
That's true.
I mean, that's the realest shit ever. Like, I was like, for real, I can't ever think of a situation Well, you might find a friend because you grew up with her. Y'all,
Yeah, that's how
y'all,
mine is.
y'all might not be next door neighbors or some
Yeah.
other shit. But for real, that friendship when it comes to men and women, that's far and few between. Because if a nigga fuck with a motherfucking woman, he'll put a dick in her, whether it be today or 5 years from now.
Yeah. And
You know what I mean?
vice
And
versa.
women know that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so with that being said, like, how, you know,
Yeah.
you
What
gotta
is it?
realize
Hey,
that
Dr. Cook, y'all quick.
proper motivation, like naturally, we all creatures under God's realm.
Yeah, you started.
And
this
he
shit.
gave us examples of how
Yeah.
creatures under God's realm work from sex to sex.
Yep.
And we kind of tend to be on the more physical side and reproduction side and keeping ours away from other motherfuckers than we do be about trying to take care of the female side. You know, we might try to fight a motherfucker off with trying to take our women as a lion, because I'm a Leo. You know what I mean? Like, we might fight to keep motherfuckers away from our women, but do we take care of our women? Or we just hold them hostage and not necessarily give them the individuality that they need to make them feel whole so they can serve us the way we need to be.
Yep. Because it got to be something for her to ask that question. What triggered her to ask that question? Even with that, how much time are you giving your friend versus her?
Yeah, but it's a few women that actually been through it where they was with somebody and he was cool with the female and they said they was best friends, but he slept with her.
Right.
Glad to say,
I would have to bag back if I really care about this individual that I'm really serious about, you know what I mean? We for that take it to that next step. Of course, I can't be friends with you like that no more because you know what I mean?
Because
Like,
you had sex with her, right?
no,
Or
not because I had sex with her, just because
they should know.
I respect who I'm with.
Yeah, but I don't think you should, only because y'all shit might not work.
I mean,
My thing is,
And your friends always gonna be there.
I
That's
don't.
your,
If you my friend, you gonna be my friend still. Like,
Who-
you know what I
who
mean?
said, who said that it's the time? If I'm giving you all my time, you don't need to worry about her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Where
That's
am I
my
at?
friend.
Where I'm
I ain't
at.
with it.
That's
When
what I
she
just
called me,
said.
I ain't
Where I'm
picking
at.
on my phone. She know, like, I'll be like, I'm with my girl, what's up? Like, I'm not afraid. I'm gonna tell her, I'll put you on speaker because we ain't got
I
nothing.
do this.
You will know everything every time she called what's going on. Simple as that.
I do
And
like,
she say something wild. Guess what, hey, man? She said something wild. Look at this.
So,
You can do it, man.
So for me personally, you know what I mean? Like, when I decided to try to be monogamous, I let everybody know who I was because I was single. I let everybody know that I'm doing something different. Because I had people that I would deal with monthly, every few months. I had people kind of scattered around, so I had a system set up. When I decided to be like, I've been single and not fulfilled. I've been with you for years, and you ain't gave me the warm and fuzzy feeling. I got somebody that I'm willing to put the warm and fuzzy feeling into. I'm gonna walk away from you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, I always had an understanding, like, if you ever found somebody that would give you everything that I wasn't doing, because I only gave so much on intention. If you found somebody that was giving you what I ain't giving you and you cool, I back the fuck up because I want you to be happy. We
Right.
friends. We friends. Like, I fuck with you as a friend. I'm a male friend. And if we have sex, that's a byproduct of it. But at the end of the day, I don't give a two fucks.
That ain't no friend though.
But
No,
That's a
it
friend with
is
benefits.
because if I fuck with you and we happen to have sex,
Friend with benefits.
but we don't have to have sex. Because if we fuck with each other,
It's
like
facts.
I had some friends that I've never to this day slept with. And then when I decided to be dealing with my wife, I backed all the way the fuck up, even though I've never done nothing with this person. It's out of respect for this person because I didn't want to bring insecurities
Right.
into a relationship
part.
because I understand
part.
how women be fragile because they dealt with so many other
yeah,
niggas
that's what.
that
that's
where you know they got baggage. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, and my friend know that and I fuck with you. And if we see each other in public and I fuck with you, I would introduce you to my wife. But when it came to once I got married, I can't come over to your house and watch basketball games. I can't come over there and motherfucker hang out because you was like a nigga to me.
Right.
You're like, you my friend, you like a nigga. We watch basketball, we smoke weed, we just drank. We never thought about sex. You was my friend. You know what I mean? Like I never once looked at you sexually, even though you might be attracted to 1,000 other niggas. Mm-hmm. I learned you and we got become friends beyond physicals. You was somebody I realized fuck with. You know what I mean? I might have fucked on some of your friends, but never fucked on you. You know what I'm saying?
So is it controlling though for her? Would it be controlling because she didn't explain it?
I said it would
she's
be.
Trying to make you stop.
It's how she presented, like the presentation.
It's her preference.
Yeah, she ain't explaining. She ain't
Presentation. If
herself.
she ain't explaining, that's
Yeah.
controlling. Like, look,
That's
this
controlling as hell. If you explain yourself,
But-
you telling you something. This, hey, this is
Communication
why.
is key.
This is what I'm keeping it 100. By you explaining, you keeping it straight 100 with me. So on that note, I was like, oh, I can respect that. Like you said, if I'm fucking with you, if I'm digging you, and this is what we gonna do, you gotta step back. And like you said, if you're a friend, and most
gonna
friends,
understand
if
that.
in a friendship, understand. If I find somebody that I love, and
I can't.
step
They gotta
back.
respect.
It don't
I
mean-
know we
it right,
can't do
step
what
back.
we used to do.
Cause you wouldn't want me all around, woo, 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 and you would be, you know what I mean, all the same shit that's
Right.
going on here. You know what I mean? It's just
Yep, that's how.
it's an equal understanding.
Yeah,
It should be.
yeah.
You know
Well,
what
as
I'm
a
saying?
man, though, you got to take that lead. Though I feel like,
Yeah.
like if you know you really trying to fuck with a motherfucker, you cut all your excess baggage off and you let them know, like, hey, I'm trying to do something different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm because you know me and you've been fucking around like XYZ for years. We ain't just meet each other at the bus stop. I took your virginity. And it's 15, 20 years later, and I'm the one you eat pussy. You a dyke to everybody else. I'm the one dick you take. You know what I mean? Because I'm the exception to the rule because you trust me because we friends. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you like, I can't do this no more, even though, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel I wouldn't want to put the person I'm choosing to be a lifer for. To feel uncomfortable because of our relationship, even though we got control of this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's always been an open door policy. I don't want that our shit because relationships between two people. If you're trying to build something with somebody, you know what I mean? If you're trying to build something with somebody, you got to be willing to alter the matrix to try to do something different. Because at the end of the day, if you tell your friend that you've been friends with for 20, 30, 40 years or whatever, that you try to do something different and that shit don't work, and you call the motherfuckers back up, be like, that shit didn't even work. I did my best.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let y'all know.
They gonna still be there and be like,
Hey, what's good, my nigga? Where you been?
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
we missed you, man.
We real motherfuckers is understanding.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. We got instructions. We got instructions from the man upstairs on how to handle this, right?
Right.
It said, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to take it to church a little bit. It's saying Genesis 2:24, right? Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave to his wife.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Cleave unto his wife. And they shall be one flesh. So you already healing, so you become one. So whatever she feels like is going wrong, you should be feeling the same thing, right?
Right.
So this verse basically emphasizes the importance of a man leaving his family of the origin of his form so he can form a new life with the person he with. So all that other stuff you got to leave it alone and cleave to her, whoever you want, because you can't cleave to everything.
You gotta realize that when
he already gave us the instructions.
when you try to be in a relationship, you a new motherfucker.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You a new
And when they say ain't no I in us, you know what I mean? Like if we truly doing us, everything you did when you was an I motherfucker is irrelevant. Regardless of how comfortable that shit is, regardless of how you used to do that shit and whatever. Like I felt like I was a total fuck up because I was single like a motherfucker.
Yep.
So when I became a monogamous motherfucker, I walked away from everything.
Yep.
Because I'm like, I don't want none of my old lifestyle, whether it be fucking with my niggas who do what they do, whether it be fucking with the random motherfuckers I'm friends with, or just motherfuckers I claim I'm friends with while putting dick in. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
yeah,
let's look. We couldn't agree to get up out of here, though.
One more thing. It's a lot of people out there in relationships. It's a lot of people out there in relationships that's single because they don't even know who they with.
Damn.
They living in the same house saying, this my man, this my woman, but you don't even know them, so you single. You don't even know the person you with. So you all, if I don't know you, I can't come to you saying, let me smash, let me put you. I don't know you. Like Sam said. You gotta know. Sam stupid. You gotta know the person you with. So a lot of y'all, if y'all single and you need a man to talk to, 513.
Hey, hang up the phone. So leave that nigga alone, goddamn. Hang up the phone. He's stupid.
I'm putting a disclaimer out there right now. Like, our disclaimer don't cover me completely. I get a lot of flack, you know. You're looking at me the whole time.
Hey,
every talking, you looking at me. I'm like, gosh, nigga, I ain't the camera, nigga. Like,
there you is, nigga.
Everybody look at him.
He like, what? Go ahead.
But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, like, I love y'all. But as a unit, as men and women, we need to really spend a lot of more time into really taking some listening lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you hit a conversation up more than 2 or 3 times, that means you ain't listening properly.
Mm.
If you keep revisiting a subject with whoever you're dealing with, that means you ain't listening properly. Because if you care enough about that person and you got to keep hitting the subject, you got to take the time out to see, like, what am I missing? What am I doing? It ain't this motherfucker being extra. It ain't too much of nothing else. It's like, besides, like, what is my fault in this relationship? Because we can all learn from each other. You know what I mean? When it comes to that back and forth, female, women, we ain't gonna agree. We don't think about that shit. We different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So at the end of that 2 cents, I'm gonna back the fuck up.
So we want y'all to like, share, engage, comment in the section for show, share, do it again. This is day to day. Shout out to the women.
Damn,
Sam. Out because they're gonna be wild. I promise. Yeah, we messy. You know.
I thought
we be on point like a finger.
Put my shit together.
Yeah. I just wanna be successful. I'm running up with the next move. I'ma go hard with the next move. I'ma go crazy with the next move. I'ma run it up like Step 2. Watch me go crazy with the next move. I'ma go crazy with the next move. Next move. Be your best 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 move. Next move. That's checkmate. Next move. I win. Next move. You lose. Next move. Yeah. We ain't letting up. Yeah, we do it on the regular. Yeah, this shit is incredible. Yeah, this shit is impeccable. Yeah, gon' keep your head up. Yeah, I'ma grind, get the bread up. Yeah, times when we gon' grind. Yeah, we gon' know we gon' be teared up. Yeah, they ain't better than us. I want the bread and to let us. I be getting money and we ain't letting up. My foot on the neck and they ain't giving up. Be the way we grind and I ain't giving up. I'm going so hard and never giving up. We grinding so hard, we never lived up. Successful things, we living it up. We fucking it up, we running back up. We getting that money, we double it up. They don't wanna really go fuck with us. We getting this cash, you know we the ones. We the ones, the golden ones. Getting this money, you touching my bag, you touching my team. We gon' hit bust. Your next move better be your best move, man. Better go hit and run it up. I just wanna be successful. I'ma run it up with the next move. I'ma go hard with the next move. I'ma go crazy with the next move. I'ma run it up like Step 2. Watch me go crazy with the next move. I'ma go crazy with the next move. Next move. Be your best 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 move. Next move. That's checkmate. Next move. I win. Next move. You lose. Next move. I checked you.
I told my kids, yeah, the sky is the limit. I'ma get money as long as they print it. Make my next move my best smooth with my clan. I'ma get it from a little to a grown ass man. I ain't letting nobody stop my show. I'ma get dough every damn week though. Every damn day I'ma get the cheese. Guacamole overdose of getting blue cheese. Got me running with niggas who don't give a fuck. 100 bales on the gumbo loaded in them trucks. Keep them guns on me 2 steps ahead of my enemy. Cause I know they wanna see me rest in peace. But I ain't going, I ain't went. Punk bitch. Get my money, get my hustle on. I'm rich. My whole team living